I was ready for this moment. I was not waiting one more second. It felt natural. Even if it had been 22 months since I had seen his name light up my phone. In the middle of the night, he startled me by showing up in my bedroom at midnight. He picked me up, put me on him, and he held me in silence for about 5 minutes. I had tears of joy, gratitude rolling down my face. 22 months of not being in his arms, and now here he is. No matter what happened with your true love specific person, mirror soul, which I really love to call these deep soul connections that I like to refer to in my videos. Mirror soul is just so perfect because they are your perfect, precise mirror, and they're always showing you through the circumstances, long distance, religious differences, any form of a third party. They are precisely showing you the depth of love through how much you deeply love them, as well as the depth of fear. So when the reflection of not being chosen, not being good enough, love, not being safe, abandonment, whatever it was, when it does get reflected back to you through the circumstance, through them saying possibly, I don't want to be with you. I never really loved you. I don't see in us. I can't be in a relationship because of this, that, or the other. Whatever it is, all of those things, all reflections of your own fear that's still active within you. So if you want to be together in a healthy, loving, stable, secure, passionate relationship, then you have to let go and release your previous manifestations because they were only showing you what was active in your awareness back then. It is a program running. The program is of your ego. It was before you realized that you were creating in your reality, not creating from nothing because nothing is ever created by you. It's always just you allowing the experience out of the infinite that's already created. It's already made, it's already complete, it's already done. God, universe, source, the creator, the light, infinite intelligence, your whatever you want to label that, your religion doesn't matter. Your belief system only matters to the degree if you decide that you can't have what it is that's truly in your heart and soul because somehow you think that God doesn't want you to do it, that God is withholding it from you, this and that. I don't know why I'm going on this tangent, so it must be for somebody. Today's video is so over the top, mind blowing, profound, deep, meaningful, inspirational. I'm going to share something that one of my clients emailed me yesterday. I know for a fact if you would choose to listen to this with open minds and open hearts and not from your ego, from your pain, not from the little you, in other words, being jealous, being fearful that it's not going to happen to you, those lower levels of consciousness keep you stuck in your program, in the ego, in the past. Okay, so listen to it for inspiration because when you apply what I'm teaching you, you too will have amazing results. My clients come from all walks of life. My clients, some of them are students, some of them are millionaires, some of them became millionaires through the coaching together. Some are artists or authors or engineers, doctors, lawyers from all walks of life. My teachings teach you how to tap into who you actually are, your divinity. You are a sovereign being. And You don't have to put people down in your life. You don't have to put your true love down in your life, in your mind, in order to be together. You can actually do the inner work in a very powerful, empowering, loving way with depth and substance and have everything that you want. And in a way that it won't go away again. And if it did go away, it's okay. I've been there before. Sometimes it's part of the process because maybe you doing your inner work, they come back and then something is said and it still throws you off a little bit. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Forgive them, forgive yourself. Let go of it. Do some revision. If you've already gone back and revised things from your past, then you don't have to keep going back. If it's reflective of something from your past, then go back and do some revision. Again, I'm not saying that you go and have to do ongoing inner child work and ongoing shadow work. That's not what I'm trying to verbalize, but recognize whatever came up is of your ego program, and the ego program was programmed into you from your past. That's simple. Okay. So assuming you already did that, then it gets reflected back to you. Detach it from your person. This is the part that you guys maybe aren't doing. Detach it from them. Recognize, again, old ego program, not really who we truly are. You need to stop associating your mirror soul, your specific person, with pain, with sadness, with lack. And you have to start letting go of the past program and also associating your person with love and harmony, affection, joy, all these wonderful things. So I'm going to read this, intending that it helps. Before I do, if you do love my content, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. I really do appreciate you for that. If you want me to be your coach to help you manifest anything related to your true love specific person, what I like to refer to as mirror souls, email a short description to kim@coreunion.com. Go to my website, coreunion.com. Book either a single session or a package. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you with my next available session after you've done that. So this is what my client wrote. Hi, Kim. And again, this is mind blowing. I've had so much movement and wanted to share my story, and I intend it will help others like me in this collective while building my own faith in this process. Me and my mirror soul began dating in the summer of 2023. I didn't know about manifestation then, but it was as if he manifested off the pages of my journal, my ideal partner in every way. To me, God answered every prayer in detail. And at that moment, I saw every single thing in my life, good and bad, lead in this moment. Meeting my true love. We fell in love hard and knew we wanted to marry each other immediately. And as a couple, we lit up every room we entered, and people would be in awe of our connection. Everyone knew we would get married and would comment that to us all the time. I had never felt so happy in my entire life. I felt like my heart would burst. I was so happy. I would literally run and jump into his arms, and we'd smother each other in kisses, as if it had been several days without seeing each other. You know that sickening couple. We made beautiful plans for the future, and we were so grateful to find each other. Shortly before planning to get married, suddenly everything flipped upside down in my life in a matter of 5 days. Literally everything. We had been together for a year at that point then. So that was now the summer of 2024 when everything crashed. And what I experienced was nothing short of my worst nightmares and then some. One of the things at that time of the old story was his deep betrayal that completely rocked my world. I was part of a religious community that my fears and made things so much worse. I was so confused and angry at God also. Now I understand why. I understand it all. But at that time, I think for many to have someone in their life be their greatest love and then suddenly be met with a complete opposite version, the only framework to make sense of it is through psychology and others. blanketing it with they must be a narcissist. So I adopted that to comfort myself for several months. But it didn't hold. I knew deep down that was not who he was, but couldn't make sense of it or what happened and decided to take things to God in prayer until I knew the truth and I decided to not give up on him or on us. I spent a year praying all day, begging, crying, asking for answers, and came across manifesting videos and applied those, but didn't really understand that. What I was doing was I was coming from immense grief. And so I manifested more grief and more separation and more misunderstandings until Christmas Eve of 2025. So I'm going to read this, and I have to say I had to listen to this about 3 times because last night when I first listened to it, I select all and I let it get played to me verbally so I can listen instead of reading it. I cried like a baby. I'm not going to cry. I might get a little choked up, but I'm not going to cry. Until Christmas Eve of 2025, I came across a short in my feed, and it was Kim. And for the first time, I heard the ring of truth I knew in my heart but didn't know existed. I began watching all her videos, and her consistency and repeating her teachings was very helpful to me as I was having to rewrite an entire religious belief system, which is not an easy task. And not only that, getting all my vast knowledge of psychology and relationship books, other people's relationship advice, and male and female tropes that are rampant in the 3D out of my mind. Through Kim's videos, unbeknownst to her every day, she was there with me, comforting me and leading me back to my true self and to my mirror soul every day, telling me, please don't give up. It was the only way I could have kept going. In my opinion, Kim, every single week on her channel is fighting for love for all of us, for the world, and I am very grateful she holds true to what is important to her, true deep soul connections that only a person who has one could ever begin to understand. After 6 months of doing my inner work, never missed a day, affirmations and persistence and Ho'oponopono meditations to give myself and him, deep inner work on a level I had never known, I realized I needed to apologize to my mirror soul. So this was now after we started working together. Even if he had not apologized to me, even if what he did seemed worse, in the 3D, I had allowed myself and others to view him as one of the worst things, a narcissist. And regardless of regardless if it was a response to an action of his, it wasn't right and it wasn't true. So I decided to go to him, not to change him or want something in return, but because of my own values, I needed to. I texted him, which I had done over the last year and a half, and was only met in the past with unkind responses. So, year and a half, she would text him with unkind responses. But when she finally went deeper after we started coaching, and she forgave herself and forgave him, and then she knew because of her value system that she needed to be the one to apologize. He was welcoming and kind and appreciative. See, because she changed within, now he changed within. Mirror, soul. He welcomed me to his home, all proof of my changed inner world, and brought an art piece. And I brought an art piece that I did to him. Now, this part is incredibly mind blowing. She named the art piece Hero. When he saw it, he recognized a sentence pictured, and he asked me, do you know what this means? Now, when she was doing her inner work, which she does say here, but I have to say this, when she was doing her inner work, there was a specific song that they would dance to in the kitchen. They never listened to the song together before. So he asked what the sentence means, and I said no. And so he said it was a reference to a song. He started playing the song while he's standing there in his kitchen. My heart stopped. The song was the very song I imagined myself dancing in the kitchen with him to, a song we had never listened to together. And somehow that exact song was laced into my art piece without me even knowing it. I looked around, my heart stopped again, because in one of my other imaginal scenes, I saw myself putting on the second shelf a certain color glass cup in an uncommon color on his second shelf. The exact color glasses were there, but not just on the second shelf. All six cabinets now in the 3D. On the second shelf, wrapping around the entire kitchen, every single one was in the same color. That's mind blowing. He didn't have those when we were together. I was there briefly, and before I left, I struggled to get the words out. I said, I'm sorry, as my voice cracked. I'm sorry I caused harm to you and your reputation. I'm sorry my past and my pain, fear got projected onto you. You were my favorite person in the whole world, and you still are. You are still the only person I could ever call my hero, and I'm sorry that I allowed anyone to think otherwise, and I love you. His eyes filled with tears. He couldn't really say anything other than thank you. That means a lot. He said he had moved on, and I should too, which I did revise. And before I left, he grabbed me from behind and just held me. I walked away feeling so much peace. And regardless of his words, I stuck in my end. And even though I've spiraled, I have had spirals of crying, I hold myself through it and choose us no matter what, even if that's crying, saying over and over, I choose us to get me through, which I did on the drive home that day. The next day, I got the notice that I had to vacate my home. I was having to move out of the area and going through other serious things and just felt done waiting. I wrote a letter to the universe giving thanks for all my blessings and wrote, I am no longer the version of me that waits. And then I was saying statements until I felt peace. And wrote, I am ready now. And what I was ready for, I wrote what I was ready for. And I truly meant it and decided to not worry about anything. And I surrendered. I told myself he's not okay staying silent anymore. He would never allow me to go through what I'm going through alone. He always comes through for me. I turned my ringer off as I planned to sleep in the next day, and I just took care of myself. When I woke up, I had a text from him saying, why do I keep dreaming about you night after night? The craziest dreams. I burst out laughing because I realized whenever I started to spiral, I blurred out, I am his dream girl, goddammit, over and over. And so I was literally haunting his dreams. Old me would have wanted to be awake and think about what I wanted to say or make him wait so I don't look eager. But no, I was ready for this moment. I was not waiting one more second. It felt natural, even if it had been 22 months since I had seen his name light up my phone. So I just asked, good dreams? He replied, way too good. He then started asking questions about a situation that I'm going through that he was made aware of, and then offered to call me to solve the problem, which then led to him offering to come help me. Within 3 hours of me waking up that day, my mirror soul texted, called, and was now at my house. I got in the car with him to handle some things, and he looked at me like he was so happy. I was sitting there. We joked and laughed and flirted and he took me home, and he was flying out overseas within a few hours. And even though it was a travel day, he prioritized me. I was in complete gratitude, joy, bliss. Just to be sitting in the car with him meant so much to me. Later, he told me that in the dreams, even though they were very intimate, our bodies were merging together as one in ecstasy. He looked at his arms, and my arms were becoming his, and so were my legs. And there were light beams coming out of us as our bodies became one. He thought it was odd, but he said the feeling was heaven on earth. But I knew exactly why he was having those dreams because all of my inner work and fully embracing our oneness. I was seriously blown away. It gave me chills as he is very logical and his thinking, so that dream didn't really fit his personality. As the weeks went by that he was away, he stayed in touch once a week, checking in on me, on my situation from a practical place. Twice I told myself it's been too many days. He misses me. He's going to text me today, and both times he did. I was aware of his situation where he was and what it involved, and it meant a lot he was staying in touch. I would affirm that he can't stop thinking of me and would rather be here with me than what he's doing and who he's with. I am his home, and his soul longs to be next to mine. During this time, I did get 3D opposition on social media that I didn't go searching for, and it was confusing, but I stayed in my end. As soon as he landed, he texted me from the airport. He came straight from the airport to my home, brought me dinner, and opened up that this is bad timing. And if circumstances were different, he'd be with me tomorrow. That it's best to let it lay where we left it, but that I am the most beautiful person he has ever been with, and he regrets now how he handled things, and that those dreams made him want to end things like that in ecstasy. I told him that regardless of timing or circumstances, that I still believe in us, that no matter where he is in the world or who he is with or how much time goes by, that he is the most significant person in my life. He picked me up, put me on him, and he held me in silence for about 5 minutes. I had tears of joy, gratitude rolling down my face. 22 months of not being on his in his arms, and now here he is. I'm in his arms, feeling his heartbeat on my chest. Could there be anything more beautiful? He asked if he could shower as he felt dirty from traveling. I had a candle going in on the counter in the bathroom, and so he started yelling because when he got out of the shower, his pants caught on fire, like they were fully ablaze. So we put the fire out, but now my mirror soul was pantless. God sure has a sense of humor. Let me just say, we ended up having a very passionate, in epic proportions night. From that point on, it's a complete blur. Even with all that, he still was saying this can't go on, which I revised immediately. He then helped me every day for a week. The first few days, he tried to keep it business, and he wouldn't hang out or converse about anything other than the task, which was starting to trigger me. But I got back in my I am awareness because I recognized the mirroring and the pattern from feeling used physically and discarded, and detached that from him and chose differently and saw him as being excited to talk and spend time with me. Within a minute, he said, "Can I come in? I want to hear more about some of your stories that you were talking about." We ended up talking for hours. The next day, the same thing. I saw him getting more playful, more excited around me, open up about his world, and I could feel him feel safe with me. All part of my affirmations for us. It was beautiful to see how manifesting unfolds and how when done with true love, it only brings out the best in the other person. And it's loving for them too, as it truly is what they want too. In one of the conversations, he said again how we can't go back because he had racked up so many negative points with me. And I told him that I forgave everything and that he has a clean slate with me, that I understand what happened and why. And I know we both weren't coming from our highest selves. So for me, the slate is fresh and clean. He got quiet, but then got even more playful. And I started seeing his face light up with joy, like it used to in my presence. Needless to say, I felt bliss. Here it is. 6 weeks ago, no contact, no clue as to how we found our way back or the how. And now he's here, and we are building from stable ground friendship, effortless communication, passion, fun, playfulness, honesty, working together on a project. Then the flirtation picked up more again, and he was sending me emojis that he knows means something to me from when we were together before. He called several times and we texted all day as he didn't come to play that day, excuse me, to help that day. He offered to come and help in the morning, but super early. So I told him where I hide the key. In the middle of the night, he startled me by showing up in my bedroom at midnight. I even screamed. He crawled in my bed and immediately, and he crawled in my oh my God, he crawled in my bed immediately and started telling me that he is not trying to restart things with me. Come on. This is goodbye, and that he just wants to end things better than before, so that it's not awkward if he runs into me again, that he doesn't want to go back to the drama or us. And I'm okay with that. To leave things like this, half asleep, I'm like, shit, what would Kim say or do right now? I told myself, I know what to say, I know what to do. He's just scared and trying to gain control over his feelings. I quickly said in my head, God, thank you that I am already chosen and saw that the mirror was still showing the wound. So I just told him, I've given him a clean slate. I'm living in the end now, who we are now. I am not the same person, and I know why things happened before. And what he chooses to do with that clean slate is his choice. But for me, I have forgiven everything, and I have kept what is good. So for me, it is not goodbye, but that he is free to do what he wants to do. We then made love again, and then again. He again said it was goodbye. Then he stayed over and slept. We made love again in the morning. We had coffee and he said goodbye in a detached way. I am now myself overseas for several weeks. And while this is still unfolding and appears to be giving me some opposite, I trust it's part of the bridge leading us where we want to go. I am having to let go of his circumstance and old feelings of feeling small, used, and not chosen, not valued, and him having all the power and resisting my ego saying I deserve more. I'll show him. How dare he, etc. That's what she used to be like. And quiet my fears and not give them power and trust in him that he is capable and strong and confident, certain in us. And every day he falls deeper in love with me. He treats me with immense honor, love, and respect because I mean the world to him. God will clear the way for us. I have worked too hard, been completely faithful this entire time and persistent. There is no failing in our story. It is impossible. Wow. I am planning on just spending my time really loving and filling myself up now, having spa days, as he is already missing me like crazy, and he loves me too much to ever let me go. Amen. I am worth him changing his plans for, and no matter what, this love wins. I will shortly become one of Kim's greatest success stories to be continued. That's all I have for you today. Affirm down below. I am one with my desire. My desire is done. We have a loving, healthy, passionate, secure, harmonious relationship. Our love is everything we've always wanted it to be. Claim it down below and say whatever else you want to say. Receive the message. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. Reach out to me if you need me. I love you. Bye.